Welcome to Unfuck Your Money, the podcast where overwhelmed high achievers, caregivers, and anxious humans learn how to create a calmer, more empowered relationship with money, their nervous systems, and life. I'm your host, Nadz, financial wellness and somatic coach, and the founder of Save a Million Cents. Over the past several years, I've helped clients pay off debt, reduce financial anxiety, emotionally regulate around money, build savings, increase their income, and create more financial stability, all through a trauma-informed, nervous system-friendly approach that goes far beyond traditional budgeting or boring nervous system advice. Because here's what you've never been taught. Financial wellness isn't just about numbers, it's about safety, self-trust, capacity, and creating a life that actually feels spacious enough to enjoy. Here on this podcast, we talk about money anxiety, emotional spending, financial shame, burnout, nervous system overwhelm, healing, courage, and practical tools for building a healthier relationship with money and with yourself. So if you're tired of hustle culture, shame-based financial advice, and feel like your nervous system is secretly running your finances, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, welcome back to Unfuck Your Money. Today, I want to talk to you about something that I don't feel like I have talked about enough. So, personally, things have been feeling harder for me. Everything feels like it requires more effort, even the smallest things. And spending $10 right now feels heavier than it used to a few months ago. And I have been hearing this from a lot of people around me, my clients, my friends, even family members. And if you're also feeling this, you are not alone. I am here with you. I'm also going through a really yummy Michael Jackson phase that's been really helpful for my mental health, to be honest. But let's just stick to the program here. Okay, if you're feeling like life is heavier, you are not crazy. And no, it's not just you. Things actually are harder these days. Financially, emotionally, mentally, nervous system wise, existentially, we're all going through an existential crisis, the whole lot. And none of this is a sign that you are not trying hard enough or that you are doing something wrong. I think that one of the reasons so many people right now feel helpless, powerless, or frozen is because we are being fed two completely opposite messages online at the same time. Or even forget the online world. Let's take a look at the parts that are within you, within your psyche. On one side, you have your overachiever part that's telling you if you're not succeeding, you're maybe lazy, or you're not disciplined enough, or you're not working hard enough. And on the flip side, you have parts of you that are exhausted, tired, and just want you to stop. Stop and just be, to take a break, because we are all very, very exhausted. We are burnt out from everything that is going on around us. Things that are impossible to filter out or ignore. The economy is hard. Housing is expensive. Healthcare is expensive. Caregiving is exhausting. People are burnt out around us. The internet is noisier than ever, except for my algorithm because it's all about Michael Jackson, and I'm not mad about that. Many people are working constantly and still struggling to feel stable. That's reality. We're so worried and feel so uncertain about everything, and nothing feels stable anymore or even safe. And I think what's happening is we as high achievers, we are pathologizing ourselves for having very understandable responses to very difficult circumstances. Like, of course, your nervous system feels overwhelmed if you're constantly worried about money, if you are supporting family, if you're recovering from illness, if you're navigating menopause or premenopause, if you're navigating uncertainty, if you're trying to survive, if you're, trying to be everybody's support and you're consuming news 24/7 and you're feeling pressure to optimize every aspect of your life. That does not mean that you're weak. And might I add, it doesn't mean that you have weak boundaries or that you have to be stronger or try stronger or heal harder. You're plenty strong, my love. The only problem you have is that you're human, living in a very unpredictable world, a world that is keeping us in extreme hypervigilance. And it takes a lot of effort, mind, body, and soul, because it is absolutely emotionally draining and overwhelming to live in constant hypervigilance like this. This is why I think that nuance and compassion matter more than ever right now. Compassion towards yourself and compassion towards others. Okay. I don't mean making excuses for others' bad behavior, but I'll get to that in a minute. But just seeing how bad behavior from another compassionate lens. Okay. I think that one of the most damaging things modern self help culture has done is to convince people that every struggle must have a perfectly individualized explanation. For example, you have a scarcity mindset. You have a money block. You're not aligned enough. Your nervous system can't hold abundance. I am not throwing shade at anyone. I literally say these things and believe in these things myself. Because, yes, money blocks, scarcity mindsets, misalignments, and dysregulated nervous systems, they are real. But we all need to remember that there is a bigger context which causes these personal issues to arise. Sometimes the problem is that we're not spiritually misaligned. Sometimes life is genuinely expensive and exhausting. That doesn't mean personal responsibility disappears. I still believe in everything I teach: financial literacy, in building supportive habits in a way that heals our nervous system. I believe in self-awareness and the importance of nervous system care and emotional accountability and being self-aware. But I also believe that shame helps absolutely nobody. And I think many people are carrying shame for struggling in conditions that would overwhelm most human beings. That's why I care so much about trauma informed and nervous system informed work. Not because I think regulation magically solves capitalism, but because I think people deserve support while living through difficult realities. Right now, more than ever, I believe people need compassion, practical tools and guidance, nuance, nervous system support, and spaces where they don't feel judged. And honestly, I think this is especially true for high functioning people, like overachievers and caregivers, because as high functioning people, we often look fine externally, while internally we are overwhelmed and scared that we are secretly failing and we're not doing enough. And we are very quick to blame ourselves for not being more productive or more abundant or more optimized or more healed. It's just too much. And this is where I think the real work begins. It's not pretending that reality isn't hard, but in learning how to support ourselves more honestly within this reality. Let me tell you about my cousin, Dina. Dina is probably the busiest person I know. She's raising twins who are in their tweens. She's also juggling a million other family responsibilities as well as working full time. She wakes up at the crack of dawn every morning to get things done, and she's just so busy. Earlier this year, we were having lunch, and when lunch was done, she went and turned the TV on for her kids, then took me upstairs. And when we sat down, she said to me, "Look, for the next 45 minutes, which is the length of the show they were watching, I am not a mom, I am not a wife, I'm just me." And we chatted about whatever, and we had a laugh, and I thought that was brilliant. Yes, she can't go off on a spa day, but she takes what she can to give herself a break from the overwhelm. Then she, after that, went back and was the loving, caring mom that she is. And I loved her more for it. Many clients express that they feel guilty for wanting to spend time alone. They say it feels like they are abandoning people if they want to be alone. And I feel this big time too. I feel really guilty for wanting half an hour or 45 minutes to go in my office to record this podcast, for example, when Arby, our dog, needs 24/7 caregiving, or to do a yoga workout, or to go for a walk on my own. But spending time alone is important because we need to recharge, to reconnect within, to give ourselves care because we cannot give something that we don't have. So, a more reality based approach can look like, can you create a little more breathing room for yourself, a little more compassion with yourself? Can you ask for a little bit more support from others? Can you stop treating yourself like a machine that should be endlessly performing despite the weight that you're carrying? Because that matters. These little pockets of times, like my cousin's little 45 minutes. I don't even know if we reached 45 minutes, to be honest, but it was replenishing and nourishing for her regardless. I think many people don't need more shame or overwhelming superhuman expectations. What we need is more context. We need someone to tell us, and this is why I'm here, to let you know that your reactions make sense. Because when humans understand themselves with more compassion and nuance, we usually make better decisions anyway. We tend to make decisions not through fear, not through self-hatred, but through an increased capacity. And ultimately, I feel like, again, now more than ever, we need to connect within, with a higher self energy that's within us, with the God of our understanding for wisdom and guidance, because there's a lot of noise out there. And honestly, this is why I'm a big fan of somatic experiencing. It's one of the tools that I use. It's so important right now, especially when we are in a caregiving role, as mothers or caregiving or even business owners. We struggle with resting because our nervous system is constantly stuck on. We are caretaking, we are busy. There are people or pets who rely on us for their survival, and we have to be hyper alert. So when we try to sit down to rest, to meditate, or even sleep, our bodies cannot fully relax because we don't experience resting as safe as or nourishing. It can cause more agitation and restlessness than the good that we want, because our fear that things might fall apart is on. If we're not on it, we have a fear that things might fall apart. So it can cause more restlessness and agitation. So building nervous system capacity through somatic work is about teaching and gently conditioning your body that it's actually safe to pause, it's safe to soften, it's safe to exist without constantly scanning, fixing, producing, or caretaking, even for small moments. Over time, the body slowly learns that rest is not dangerous, or it's not lazy, or it's not abandonment of responsibility. It's actually what allows us to keep showing up for life in a more grounded, sustainable, and present way. Somatic experiencing can build that capacity for you, and it has been building this capacity for me. So, to wrap up, if you've been feeling overwhelmed lately, if you've been wondering why everything feels so hard, if you've secretly been feeling like you're failing at life despite trying so hard and working so hard, I want you to hear this. You're not crazy, you're not lazy, you're not defective. You're a human being responding to a very intense moment in history. And while we still need responsibility, self-awareness, and supportive structures, we also need to treat ourselves and others with more compassion, more realism, and more nuance, probably now more than ever. Thank you so much for being here. And if you're looking for grounded, nervous system friendly support around money, around nervous system burnout or overwhelm, or your emotional well-being and self-trust, you can learn more about my one-on-one financial wellness and empowerment coaching through the link in the show notes. I am offering introductory sessions right now. These usually get snatched up pretty quickly. So if you're feeling a calling, just look at the link in my bio. I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for now. Thank you for tuning into the Unfuck Your Money podcast. If this episode was helpful, I'd love to send you a free gift. Leave a 5-star review and send a screenshot to @Nadine Zumot on Instagram or the link in the show notes, and I'll personally send you my financial freedom starter kit as a thank you. This is a powerful step-by-step resource to create epic abundance and safety with your money. Every review helps me reach more high achievers who desire and deserve financial freedom. So click subscribe and download a few more episodes, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.